තරුණයන්ගේ දේශපාලන මලගම දක්වා දක්වන පනත තමයි
මේ රැස්වීම කිසිසේත්ම අලුත් පක්ෂයක් හෝ අලුත් වේදිකාවක් ගොඩනගන උත්සාහයක් නෙවෙයි.
Hello there, very good evening and welcome to your Prime Time News Bulletin. I'm Shane Silva.
And I'm Arundhati Mudanayaka. First a look at the stories making headlines tonight.
President Rajapaksa leaves for Kuwait to attend the Asian Cooperation Dialogue. Quintuplets are born in Kandy. United Bhikkhu Front informs T. Satanayaka that the Hyde Park rally is not aimed at creating a new political party. 3 more petitions filed in the Supreme Court challenging the Northern Province Governor approving the Divi Naguma bill. And the Leader of the House says the preferential voting system should be removed from parliamentary polls as well.
And now for the stories in detail. Leader of the House, Minister Nima Siripala de Silva, says that the preferential voting system should be removed from parliamentary elections as well. He made this statement at an event in Badulla today.
No one needs to fight over this preferential system. They need not compete against each other. Now I have gotten rid of this system through an act of parliament. Next will be the introduction of the ward system. So you have to only look after your ward. There is no need for unnecessary competition. There is no need for regret either. We will try as much as possible to remove this system from the provincial councils as well. It is easy if the same is done for parliamentary elections as well.
Speaking at an event in Matale today, UNP Deputy Leader Sajid Premdas expressed these views on the Local Government Electoral Amendment Act.
මගේ පියාණන් තමයි පළාත් පාලන ආයතනවල තරුණ අපේක්ෂකයන්ට 140ක් වෙන් කරේ.
It was my father who allocated 40% of the seats in local government institutions for youth representatives. Through this Local Government Electoral Act, they have cut off that clause which makes it compulsory to have youth representation. I wish to state that this Local Government Electoral Act has put the political aspirations of our youth and women on death row.
තරුණයන්ගේ දේශපාලන මලගම දක්වා දක්වන පනත තමයි මේ පළාත් පාලන මැතිවරණ සංශෝධන පනත.
The first Udagaming Udagamata program was held this morning in the village of Janakagama in Galewila Matale under the auspices of Sajid Premadasa. The intention of this program is to look into the shortcomings of villages that were established by former President Ranasinghe Premadasa.
The writ petition filed in the Court of Appeal by TNA parliamentarian Mawai Senathirajah challenging the statement made by the Northern Province Governor approving the Divi Naguma bill on behalf of the Northern Provincial Council was taken up in the Supreme Court today. The petition was referred to the Supreme Court by the Court of Appeal as the lawyers for the petitioner and the respondents pointed out that the petition involved interpreting the Constitution.
Representing the petitioner in court today, Attorney-at-Law M.A. Sumandiran noted that the only issue that the Supreme Court needed to determine was whether the law provides for the governor of a province to act on behalf of a dissolved council. Appearing on behalf of the Attorney General, Solicitor General Shavindra Fernando said that since the Court of Appeal had not transferred examining the petition to the Supreme Court, examination of it had to be redirected to the Court of Appeal. Counsel appearing for the Governor of the Northern Province, S.L. Gunasekara, informed court at this point that he was ready to present facts. However, counsel representing the TNA MP argued that since the petition requires the Constitution to be interpreted, the case should be heard before a 5-judge bench of the Supreme Court. Chief Justice Dr. Shirani Bandaranaike directed the court registrar to submit all documents relating to the petition to her. Postponing hearings to the 22nd of this month, Chief Justice added that a decision would be arrived at on whether to appoint a 5-member bench to hear the case once the documents are studied.
On behalf of the petitioner, I made an application for a full bench to hear this matter, and the Honourable Chief Justice has deferred her order in respect of that. So we don't know whether it will be an ordinary bench or a full bench that will hear it on Monday, but the matter will come up for hearing on Monday.
Meanwhile, several other petitions were also filed in the Supreme Court in relation to the Divi Naguma bill. One of these petitions was filed by former Deputy Mayor of Colombo, Asad Sali, and Democratic People's Front leader, Mano Ganeshan. A group including leader of the Left Front, Dr. Wickramabahu Karunaratne, filed 2 other petitions. The petitioners have requested the Supreme Court to determine whether the Northern Province Governor can approve the Divinagama Bill on behalf of a dissolved Provincial Council. Meanwhile, the Jatika Helorumaya also filed a petition in the Supreme Court today relating to the Divinagama Bill. As the Jatika Helorumaya, we believe that Parliament is where legislation is made and thereby Parliament has the right to decide on the Divinagama Bill. It is based on this that we have filed this case in the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court decided to hear this case next Thursday.
Meanwhile, speaking at an event in Matale today, Deputy Minister of Economic Development Lakshman Yapabewardena expressed these views on the Divinagama Bill.
They want us to obtain approval from a provincial council which has not been established. Many laws have been passed in this country. We have this power. When we have this power, we use it as a last resort. Do not fear. We know that this will be passed in Parliament. We will get it passed. We will keep to our path, but we will respect the law of this country, and if the bill needs to be changed according to the constitution, we will change it and proceed with it.
The Asian Cooperation Dialogue Heads of Government meeting is scheduled to commence in Kuwait tomorrow. President Mahinda Rajapaksa left Sri Lanka this afternoon to participate at this summit.
The Asian Cooperation Dialogue commenced today. The foreign ministers of nations participated in today's sessions.
The significance of this organization is that it brings together the entire collective experience of the continent of Asia, a diversity of cultures and backgrounds, and drawing fully upon that experience, an attempt is being made to find practical solutions to the burning problems of the Asian continent. Including food scarcities, the power and energy sector, access to livelihoods and incomes, how to reconcile economic development with the preservation of the environment.
This is the first time that a heads of government meeting is being held at the Asian Cooperation Dialogue, which commenced 10 years ago in Thailand. 32 nations are participating in this summit, which will conclude on the 17th of October.
In the meantime, on another story that made the headlines tonight now, a woman gave birth to quintuplets at the Kandy General Hospital this morning. This is the first time the woman has given birth, and her quintuplets were 3 girls and 2 boys. This was also the first time that quintuplets were born at the Kandy General Hospital.
This is the mother of the quintuplets, 29-year-old Dinini Rasangi Samanthi. The quintuplets were born at around 7:45 this morning within a time period of 4 minutes. Doctors stated that the babies were born 2 months ahead of the due date.
At the moment they are 30 weeks of gestation, so therefore we have a problem of maturity. Babies are in the PBU, so hopefully the babies will be alright. At the moment mother is alright, mother is in the ward, she is well.
The doctors state that as the babies were born prematurely, much attention and care should be given to them. The father of the quintuplets is Kegol Pradeshya Sabha member Shilanta Vijaypala. I hope to bring up the kids well. I ask everyone to bless them. I felt very happy. The doctors state that though the babies are underweight, they seem to be in good health, and one of them was transferred to the Peradeniya Children's Hospital. The parents of the quintuplets reside in this house in Hettimulla, Kegol.
The United National Party says that the government has resorted to cost-cutting measures such as freezing state sector employment in order to seek funding from the International Monetary Fund. UNP parliamentarian Dr. Harshita Silva points out that more loans have to be obtained as the government has failed to secure the targeted tax revenue for this year. De Silva also responded to the statement made by Deputy Minister of Economic Development Lakshman Yapabewardena yesterday that the government can no longer recruit to the state sector.
According to the Department of Census and Statistics, those employed in departments, corporations, ministries, statutory boards, and in state banks and provincial institutions are those considered as state employees. The number of state employees, which was 1,104,243 in 2005, had increased to 1,232,477 by 2011. The number of state employees has reached its limit in this country. Out of every 16 people is a state employee. Can the government take any more? Out of the 20 million in the country, 1.3 million are state employees. Along with the increase in the number of state employees from 2005 to 2011, the Minister of Finance has stated in its 2011 report that the salaries and wages have also increased from 138 billion to 319 billion, an increase of 131%.
This is the game, the fraud this government has been perpetrating for the last so many years. So the government must realize what it can do, what it cannot do. The veil is now gradually being removed and the truth is coming out. They are in discussions with the International Monetary Fund right now to borrow another $500 million at the very least. And for them to give them the money on an extended fund facility, they are going to put conditions on state and state-owned enterprise employment. So this is the truth. All these years they have been hiding the truth, and finally the truth is coming up.
The annual conference of the Asia Pacific Academic Consortium for Public Health commenced in Colombo today. The theme of this year's conference is Millennium Development Goals beyond 2015, the challenge for public health.
This is the 44th conference of the Asia Pacific Academic Consortium for Public Health. The two-day conference, which began today, is being held at the BMICH in Colombo. The conference is being hosted by the Faculty of Medicine of the University of Colombo. Professor Muhammad Amin Jalaluddin is chairing this year's conference, while the focus will be on the various public health issues and the growth in the field in this region.
The moment has been captured on photo.
There is a need to do adequate and appropriate multi-sectoral research in relation to emerging health problems. To give an example, one of the serious problems in Sri Lanka relates to chronic kidney disease of unknown etiology that is widely prevalent in the north central and rural provinces. A multi-center study is underway coordinated by WHO. There are several suspected causative factors identified, such as arsenic and cadmium, in association with a possible role for fluoride and hard water. Organic farming was accepted as an objective of the national agriculture policy he developed. Perhaps the time has come to take drastic action. The powerful artificial fertilizer and pesticide lobby notwithstanding.
The United Bhikkhu Front states that it has no intention of cornering any party in order to create a joint opposition through its rally on the 18th. The Bhikkhu Front has stated this in a letter sent to the General Secretary of the UNP, Tissa Attanayaka.
The letter sent by the United Bhikkhu Front states that several views have been expressed on the rally, stating that it is the first step towards creating a new party under the leadership of Sarath Fonseca and that it is a program to create a common opposition. The United Bhikkhu Front states that it does not agree with any such agenda and that there is no discourse on such an agenda either. The letter bearing the signatures of 6 Nayaka Theras, including the Venerable Girambe Ananda Thera, states that this rally is being organized by the United Bhikkhu Front with the sole aim of abolishing the executive presidency, which has become the bane of this country. It adds that they are aware that the General Secretary of the UNP is also of the view that the executive presidency needs to be abolished. The United Bhikkhu Front further notes that the rally is not aimed at harming the UNP in any way, but on the contrary seeks to ensure the betterment of the party. The Theras, including the Anunayaka of the Ramanya chapter, the Most Venerable Girambe Ananda Thera, who have placed their signatures on this statement, say that they are saddened by the fact that the Buddhist influence in the United National Party, which was founded on Buddhist principles, has deteriorated to a great extent. The letter addressed to the UNP General Secretary requests the party to seriously consider as to how fair it is to impose restrictions on UNP parliamentarians from attending the rally, as the sole purpose of the rally is the abolishing of the executive presidency. The letter of the United Bhikkhu Front states it is apt that all UNP parliamentarians be allowed to take part in the rally that is scheduled to be held on the 18th.